Divine patterns. Hi everyone, Antonio Thornton here. March 10th, day number 69 of 365 Science of Mind. And our lesson for today is divine patterns. And the quote I'm going to use today is from one of my favorite people, Albert Einstein. And he says, "Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better." I love that quote. Look deep into nature and you will understand everything better. And let's go ahead and jump into our text and we'll see how this quote that I've chosen really personifies what today's lesson is about. There is a divine pattern for humanity. And within this pattern, there is a variation that individualizes each one of us. This is why it's said that we should act in accordance with the pattern shown us on the mount, a symbol of high consciousness. When we lift our thought above the confusion of the material world, we become aware of the spiritual cause behind all things. It is no idle statement to affirm the perfection of God as the center of all things, manifesting in and through each and everything in a unique way. We should spend more time meditating upon the harmony, the beauty, the peace, and the joy that exist at the center of our own being. We cannot believe that our inner wholeness was created by us or came into being through a process of evolution. Quite the reverse. All evolution is a result of the action of an imprisoned splendor that exists at the center of all things. Now, there's a few things we want to look at and touch on in this lesson. Now, as I talked about, or as I said at the very beginning, with the quote from Albert Einstein, look deep into nature and then you will understand everything better. And I really get that from this lesson, is that everything in itself is a individuation of the one mind, the one spirit, the one God. And when we take the time to truly look at, experience, feel, smell, interact with a flower, interact with a tree, interact with your pet, an animal, when we take the time and really look into, almost looking into the soul of these things by not just recognizing it as a blade of grass, but seeing deeper into it as this miracle of the one mind. When we are able to do that, we do tap into this peace, this harmony, this joy. Let me read that again. We should spend more time meditating upon the harmony, the beauty, the peace, and the joy that exists at the center of our own being. And in the recognizing, in recognizing these things in everything that we encounter, we absolutely and positively recognize that in ourselves. We cannot experience, and let me read this here. And this is one of the conversations that, there's ongoing conversations about evolution versus creationism, etc. But again, I think they both go together, and this brings it together and explains why. We cannot believe that our inner wholeness was created by us or came into being through a process of evolution. Quite the reverse. All evolution is a result of action of an imprisoned splendor that exists at the center of all things. And what this is saying is that both the creationism that we were created by a higher power and evolution, in that we are always constantly unfolding ourselves and evolving ourselves into higher and higher consciousness, both exist. They don't have to be mutually exclusive. And that's one of the things I think is a horrible and almost worthless debate in the world of science versus religion versus science. Why can't they both exist? Why do they have to be mutually exclusive? Because when I think about from a scientific perspective, when the concept of the Big Bang, the concept that everything was at some finite or some point that became so dense that it exploded and created the universe, created the planets, the stars, the suns, and eventually we evolved from that. When I think about that, the one question I always ask is, where did that stuff come from? Where did that come from? If the Big Bang theory is the theory we're using to live and to dictate our universal laws, then where did that stuff come from? Where did the stuff that was there before come from? What caused the explosion? What caused the bang? And for me, I don't weigh one more than the other, because again, I think they work hand in hand, both science and religion, which is why I love this teaching, Science of Mind, because it does teach the spirituality of science and the science of spirituality. And that's exactly what I feel tapping into nature allows us to do. It allows us to see on a deeper level the spirit that flows through everything. That one spirit that flows through every single thing, and that causes us to tap into our own perfection, our own spirituality, our own peace and peaceful and harmonious selves, by communing with nature, by looking deep into nature, and then understanding not only that thing but ourselves better. So what is the practical application for today? Look deep into nature. Find something that you can really connect with. It doesn't matter what it is. It could be your, and I would suggest something in nature, not necessarily something man-made, because yes, I'm sure I could spend time with this microphone. I could spend time with my tablet and be able to eventually see the presence of God in it. But I'm going to challenge you to step outside and look at a plant, look at an animal, even if it's your own pet. Look at a tree, look at anything that you feel you can be present with for any decent amount of time, 2, 3, 4 minutes, but just be with that and look deep into it, not from a magnification standpoint, but from a spiritual, from a consciousness standpoint. Look deeper than the green leaf of the blade of grass. Look deeper than the white fur of your pet's hair, but really look at it from a conscious perspective and see it for what it is, which is a divine being and a representation and individualization of the one mind. Try that, and I'd love to hear your comments of how that resonated with you. And what we're going to go ahead and do now is move into our meditation and affirmation portion of our episode for today. And I'm going to take a deep breath and say this affirmation in first person. I invite you to do the same, to get yourself centered and open to receiving. Let's take a deep breath in and hold it. And take a deep breath and let it out. Today, I seek the divine pattern at the center of my own being. Affirming its reality, I permit its essence to flow through me, claiming it as my very own. I embrace it. Believing in its beauty, I sense its harmony. Accepting its peace, I am calm. Living in its love, I am unified with life. Believing in its power, with childlike faith, I accept the authority of its action and in my everyday affairs. And looking at the God in humankind, I see in everyone the pattern of God's perfection. I see God's image and likeness. And so it is. Thank you guys for being a part of this journey of mine. As always, I welcome your feedback. Let me know how you think I'm doing. And I would love to have you to like and share this with other people as you may see fit. I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow for another episode of 365 Science of Mind. Take care.